Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Wishing for you a great weekend already. You are watching 36 News fully in English. I am Ricardo Acuña and the following are our top stories. Yucatan migrants have access to medical service, food and cleaning space. And World Egg Day is celebrated on the second Friday in October. On this peculiar day, we highlight an important food in our diet for the advantages and benefits it provides to nutrition and health. Since 1996, the International Egg Commission promoted the creation of World Egg Day to emphasize the enormous importance of this food product for the body, given its high and proven nutritional value. Eggs are considered a high-quality protein par excellence. They have many properties and benefits for our health. We mentioned some of them. They have vitamins and minerals that contribute to physical and mental well-being, reducing the risk of contracting cardiovascular diseases, prevent visual conditions such as cataracts and egg-related muscular disease, thanks to the carotenoids contained in the yolk of the egg. It promotes an increase in HDL cholesterol in the blood and does not affect the increase in LDL cholesterol levels. Helps fight overweight, contains only 75 calories, contributes to brain development, promoting memory and learning due to choline in gluten. It is important to consume it during pregnancy, optimizing the development of the brain and spinal cord of the fetus. Prevent loss of muscle mass, especially in older adults. This day has been traditionally celebrated in more than 150 countries, carrying out various activities to rescue all the nutritional values of eggs for human health. And related to this topic, the National Chamber of Poultry Farmers, Canavi, estimates that each Costa Rican consumes 240 units of eggs per year. That is approximately 15 kilograms. This information arises since this Friday is World Egg Day. Experts highlight the importance of this food in the Costa Rican diet, as it provides 6 grams of protein, 13 essential vitamins and minerals, as well as benefits to the heart, memory, skin, bones, immune system, and great versatility in kitchen. Canavi recommends that from the age of 9, people eat 2 eggs a day to enjoy the benefits of this product. Were you waiting for the weather information? Here we have it. Light to partial cloudiness has predominated this Friday morning, allowing the rapid rise in temperatures and a high sensation of sultry. For the afternoon, cloud formations and the presence cloud formations and the presence of isolated downpours with thunderstorms are estimated in the Central Valley, with high probability to the north and west, Guanacaste and mountainous areas of the North Zone and the Central and South Pacific. The Caribbean regions will continue with very little rain on the coasts and lower parts. However, there may be short-term showers in the mountains. This Saturday, the annular solar eclipse can be observed in our country, which is a phenomenon that occurs when the moon is placed in front of the sun, but without visually covering its entire surface, so a dark disk is projected onto the star, creating an optical effect known as the ring of fire. In Costa Rica, the eclipse will begin at 10:15 a.m. and will be concluded at 1:46 in the afternoon. It will be partially visible throughout the national territory, but the optical effect can only be observed in Limón, and mainly in Tortuguero, Puerto Viejo, Moín, Manzanillo, and Cahuita. The Technical Standards Institute of Costa Rica, INTECO, recommended that when purchasing a filter to observe the phenomenon, it be verified that the product has information from the manufacturer, that the devices are certified with the international standard with number ISO 12312.2 and that it has instructions for use. The traffic police will have special operations in the province of Limón due to the large amount of vehicles flow that is expected. With an aggressive strategy of cleaning the waiting list, optimizing ordinary surgery time, generating computer programs to improve the processes of recording and monitoring users are part of the actions that the National Rehabilitation Center Senari implemented and allowed waiting times for surgery to be reduced by 39%. According to data from this health facility from the Costa Rican Social Security Fund, CAJA, waiting times for surgery increased from 1,312 to 580 days. Although it is true that historically the scenario did not have long waiting times, some situations among which is the closure of the rooms for more than 18 months due to housing the specialized center for the care of patients with COVID-19 in its facilities, SEACO, caused this public health facility to have the longest waiting times for CAJA surgeries. 8 of the 9 pro-government congressmen from who the Progreso Social Democrático Party withdraw their membership as the ethics committee of the political group to investigate their fellow member Luz Marigal Pizar. These are the head of the Progreso Social Democrático fraction, Pilar Cisneros, and the legislators Daniel Vargas, Paula Nájera, Jorge Rojas, Ada Acuña, Alexander Barrantes, Manuel Morales, and Waldo Agüero. The congressman from the Progreso Social Democrático Party said that Alpizar attributed functions that did not correspond to them, according to the statutes and internal regulations, and for allegedly not following the due process contemplated in the statute to sanction a party activist. The Legislative Directorate agreed to consult to the Progreso Social Democrático Party if the decision to withdraw the 9 congressmen from membership was final. The Ministry of Environment and Energy MINAE, through the National System of Conservation Areas SINAC, reminds the population that if they wish to visit the Chirripó National Park and do not find tickets available, every Tuesday they are made available to an user's space that have been cancelled in previous days. Every day new spaces are released to reserve through the online purchasing and reservation system Sicore starting at 12 a.m. Interested people can reserve through the website www.sinac.go.cr. The MINAE SINAC reminds you that the Crestones base shelter has a capacity of 60 spaces per night distributed among the sectors San Gerardo, Herradura, and San Jerónimo. Ronald Chan, director of the Amistad Pacific Conservation Area, mentioned that the months between December and April are the ones with the greatest number of reservations, which is why tourists are recommended to schedule their visit in later months so that they can find greater availability of places. If you have any inconvenience with the use of the system, you can report it to the email reservaciones.chiripo@sinac.go.cr. For this, it is of utmost importance to properly describe the problem and attach an image of the screen with what happened. The maximum purchase per reservation is 4 admissions. It is essential that at the time of purchase you indicate the full name and ID number of each of the people who will be visiting the protected wild area. In 2022, approximately 32,000 tourists visited the Chirripó National Park, and so far in 2023 the number of visitors exceeds the 28,000 people. It is expected that this year will exceed the number of tourists that there were in 2022. An artificial intelligence initiative in Guanacaste aims to protect endangered howler monkey populations by preventing vehicle and electrocution deaths. Reserva Conchal, the hospitality division of FIFCO in Guanacaste, has partnered with Canada's McGill University to implement artificial intelligence powered conservation efforts. On Wednesday, they presented the first results of this collaboration harnessing innovative data analysis and artificial intelligence. The project involved creating a mobile app and web platform for reporting howler monkeys incidents and accidents. This provides conservation group real-time crowdsourced data to identify high-risk areas needing preventive measures. The artificial intelligence power system instantly generates heat maps, visualizing the most frequent roads, sites, and types of accidents according to report coordinates. This enables strategically targeting preventive actions to reduce further monkey casualties. Based on the artificial intelligence platform's results, Reserva Conchal announced an investment of approximately $25,000 to construct monkey overpasses across Guanacaste roads to be executed in phases. October is already here, and the South Caribbean coast of Costa Rica is getting ready for the famous Carnival of Limon, which you can miss. If you are looking for event options in the Central American country that have history, color, flavor, culture, and melody, this is your chance. Costa Rica Limon. The Carnival of the Limon is one of the most important and emblematic events. The festive activities are rooted in the Afro-Caribbean culture of the region and have become a tradition that attracts thousands of visitors every year, many of them tourists. For a week, the streets of Limon are filled with color, music, and dances during the dry season in the area. For a week, the streets of Limon are filled with color, music, and dances during the dry season in the area. The focal point of the carnival is the Grand Parade, where you can see troops with elaborate and eye-catching costumes, decorated with floats and dance groups representing different aspects of the Caribbean culture. The Grand Parade marks the culmination of the festivities. The typical music of the region, such as calypso, soca, and reggae, is heard everywhere, creating a festive and joyful atmosphere. In addition to the parade, the carnival also offers a wide variety of activities such as concerts, beauty contests, sporting events, and art exhibitions. In addition to celebrating the joy of life, visitors can enjoy delicious Caribbean food such as coconut rice, fried fish, and fresh seafood. Undoubtedly, local sweets are a dream called cajeta. For lovers of painting and art in general, there is a famous art fair that showcases work by local artists and artisans. Teleworking can reduce the carbon footprint by up to 58% compared to that of those who go to the office, according to a study based on EBNE's model. The study, led by Cornell University in the United States, analyzed the potential of remote work to reduce the carbon footprint of employees. The COVID-19 pandemic has increased the prevalence of teleworking, which can influence greenhouse gas production due to changes in factors such as commuting and residential energy use. It assessed greenhouse gas emissions from that transition, taking into account factors such as information and communication technologies, commuting, non-work related travel, and energy use in offices and homes. The team, led by Longi Jan, used multiple data sets with more than 100,000 samples, including big corporation employees, on commuting and teleworking. For their study, they modeled the greenhouse gas emissions of office employees in the 5 categories mentioned and compared the predicted emissions for on-site, fully remote, and hybrid workers. The model indicated that teleworking only employees would have a 58% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions compared to on-site employees, primarily due to lower energy use in the office. 1 day a week of teleworking reduced projected emissions by just 2%. In contrast, 2 to 4 days of remote work per week reduced individuals' emissions by up to 29% compared to on-site workers. The recent signage of the brand new bridge over the Zapote River in the district of Cabo Vela's Playa Brasilito de Santa Cruz, Guanacaste, has generated a stir among the approximately 300 residents of nearby communities who are on the verge of possible traffic violations. According to representatives of the Comprehensive Development Association of Playa Brasilito, the Traffic Engineering Directorate of the Ministry of Public Works and Transportation, with the approval of the municipality of Santa Cruz, installed a no passage sign right at the access point from communities like Barrio El Pastor to National Route 180, where the new bridge is located. This measure has forced residents to take an alternative route that, depending on their location, involves the traveling almost 2 kilometers. According to Maria Rosa Lopez, president of the association, the recently inaugurated bridge represented an investment of 700 million in a structure 25 meters long and 10.6 meters wide, with 2 lanes of 3.65 meters each and sidewalks of 1.2 meters.
For years, the community has used this point as an entrance and exit. Now, with the new signage, local businesses, cabin owners, and entire families are being harmed, especially in places like Barrio El Pastor, which is practically isolated. The other option is to take an alternative route known as El Camino de la Borrachera, but this is in precarious conditions. Paradoxically, arriving tourists can enter, but surprisingly they cannot leave the same way.
Young people from all over the country generated this Thursday morning to celebrate the awards of the Sun for Peace 2023 contest, which has the theme I Am Influencer of Peace on its 10th anniversary. Sun for Peace is a contest that motivates young people to be agents of change through their lyrics, voices, and instruments. This year, 23 songs were entered under the soloist or duo category, for a total of 32 young participants. The initiative articulates the work of the Ministry of Justice and Peace, the Ministry of Public Education, the Ministry of Culture and Youth, and the Benemérito Fire Department of Costa Rica through its different departments or instances. The selection of the winners was carried out through live auditions held on May 10, 11, 16, 17, and 20, 2023 in different parts of the country, where the largest number of registrations were registered in Limón, Pocosí, Cartago, San Carlos, and San Jose. To select the winning songs, there was a jury made up of professional musicians from the National Musical Education System. With the objective of being able to complete the remodeling work at the Mario Cañas Ruiz Park in Liberia, Guanacaste, the municipality of Liberia will invest 42 million colones, according to the engineer Rinan Zamora. The works are expected to be completed within a period of 2 months. To carry out the work in the park, perimeter closures will be carried out by sectors and will be previously announced by the municipality. For his part, Mayor Luis Gerardo Castañeda highlighted that the company in charge of the project hired young Liberians to carry out the work. In addition, the project includes maintenance works and the central kiosk, which has all the national heritage permits. Thanks to the donation made by Recope of products to produce asphalt mixture, the municipality of Liberia will invest around 280 million colones to improve the cantonal road network. The project will be developed in 2 parts. First, the works will be carried out in the central center of Liberia, and the second stage will be carried out between Pueblo Nuevo and Barrio Moracia. The municipality of Carrillo reports that next Monday, October 16th, the work of placing asphalt mixture for the maintenance of the road network of Philadelphia will start. According to the municipality, the cost of the project amounts more than 200 million colones. In addition, the construction company will carry out the works from Monday to Sunday with a schedule of 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. The municipality of Nicoya and the Samara Viva Association signed a cooperation agreement that will allow the Samara theme park to be enabled so that farmers, gastronomic and cultural fairs can be held. In this way, the municipality temporarily granted the association the use of the park for Saturday or Sunday. They can carry out such activities for a period of 5 years. However, the agreement may be renewed. We are going to have now a piece of sports with very good news, because the Costa Rican Kenneth Tencio advanced to the next round of the World Cup held in China, ranking 16th among 48 competitors. The next round will be to choose the 12 finalists this Saturday morning at 1:30 a.m. from the Rich Caste. The Cartesian obtained the score of 74.8 in his first presentation before the judges, a round led by the American Marcus Christopher with an 88.87. The final of the World Cup will be among the best 12 competitors. Next Sunday at 2 a.m. in Costa Rica, the Tico Tencio seeks to add the greatest number of points that will allow him to be in Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
a different and fun podcast. From Monday to Friday at 3 p.m. and replay at 8 p.m. Political interviews, current affairs, sports, and conversation among friends. My program. Only here in Trivision Channel 36.
Thank you so much for continuing watching 36 News. We are going to move now to the international field. Syria has accused Israel of carrying out missile strikes on airports in Damascus and Aleppo Thursday.
Israel has mobilized up to 360,000 reservists following the attack by Hamas militants. Hundreds of tanks have been positioned at the border with the Gaza Strip. A ground invasion appears imminent. Iran is a major supporter of Hamas, and there are fears that the attack could spiral into a broader conflict in the region.
If Israel is going to mount a ground invasion of Gaza, I think there is real concern that these other groups that have gotten Iranian support and that share Iran's goals and share Iran's animosity toward Israel, that they might get involved as well.
That includes Hezbollah, a powerful militant group based in Lebanon and backed by Iran. Israeli forces have exchanged sporadic rocket fire with Hezbollah fighters in recent days. Syria said Thursday that Israeli missiles had targeted airports in Damascus and Aleppo, damaging their runways. Israel did not comment, but has previously accused Syria of facilitating arms shipments from Iran to militant groups in the region. In the wake of the Hamas attack, Israeli politicians riven by
the possibility there'll be an all-out war, although Hezbollah was counting on divisions in Israel, and I think they've seen what they were thinking about Israel in terms of divisions is no longer the case. So that may also temper their interest in all-out war. And as I said, Iran may have an interest in keeping Hezbollah in reserve in the event that they think they may be attacked.
Israel could seek to expand its strikes against Iran's allies and proxies beyond Gaza.
There's always the potential for Israel to strike elsewhere, of course, not just Lebanon, which would invoke a third Lebanon war, but potentially the widening of what is already underway between Israel and Iran indirectly, which is the war between the wars, the cyber element, the maritime element.
But Israel is unlikely to attack Iran directly, says analyst Lina Khatib.
Because this would already stretch resources that this war have shown to be stretched in Israel at the level of intelligence, for example.
Meanwhile, the United States has sent an aircraft carrier fleet to the region. President Joe Biden said it was a warning to Iran that they should, in his words, be careful. Henry Ridgewell, VOA News, London.
Division on U.S. campuses over Gaza escalation, Jewish communities ramp up security.
Calls by Hamas for diaspora Palestinians to show solidarity with their fight raised alarm in Jewish communities worldwide. Some Jewish activists voiced concerns about a rally in Seattle in support of Palestinians' right to resistance. The event flyer showed a parachute glider, one of the means by which Hamas crossed into Israel from Gaza.
They want our people dead! They want us killed!
It's scary. I don't feel safe. You can listen to what they're saying.
I hear people's pain, right? I really, really do. But a lot of people here are here for their Instagram stories, and there's people's lives over there at stake.
A few Jewish activists tried to challenge rally participants.
Will you condemn Hamas as a terrorist organization?
No.
Same with the media.
Ari Hoffman, president of Bikur Cholim Machzekei Hadat, a local Orthodox synagogue, told VOA he decided to see how bad is the situation for the American Jews.
I look around at what's going on here, and I think about my relatives that didn't survive Nazi Germany. What time did they not realize it was time to get out? And I'm looking around at an American university where you literally have people who are wearing the colors of terrorists who cut the heads off babies, burned them, who went into houses and burned people alive.
Some of the students who participated in the rally covered their faces with masks. Others asked not to share their names.
We support the Palestinian resistance, and we're always with them, and we have to show our support. This is our role in helping them free themselves.
Barghouti, one of the rally organizers, told VOA how she sees the Hamas attacks.
Last week was the first time that Gazans have actually been able to see the rest of their Palestinian land. They broke out of their own, out of prison that has been imposed on them by a 16-year air, sea, and land blockade by the Israeli military forces.
She added the rally is not about Hamas, but Palestinians fight against years of oppression.
I am not here to reassure any Zionists or Israelis who believe in the erasure and settler colonization of Palestinians and Palestinian lands.
Hoffman says he takes the rally speaker's rhetoric seriously.
Our synagogue has doubled security along with most of the other synagogues in the country, not just here in Washington. And everybody knows that this is different because we see that there are people here who are agreeing with the terrorists and openly out there wearing their colors and agreeing with them.
During a town hall at the University of Washington, President Anna Marie Kause held a minute of silence Thursday for the victims of the Hamas attack.
We can have debates about the situation in Palestine for the last 75 years. But there is no question that these Hamas attacks on civilians were absolutely reprehensible. If you've watched on TV the nature of the attacks, they absolutely make your blood curl. And no one should be celebrating these atrocities.
Kause stressed that the university focuses on healing for all students traumatized by the recent escalation of violence. On Wednesday, President Joe Biden met at the White House leaders of prominent U.S. Jewish groups, acknowledging their safety concerns.
We worry about kids being targeted in school, about going about their daily lives. You're hurt by the downplaying of Hamas's atrocities and blaming Israel. This is unconscionable.
On Wednesday, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said the administration is working closely with state and local authorities to identify and thwart potential threats. Natasha Mozgovaya, VOA News, Seattle, Washington.
Republican Representative Steve Scalise dropped his bid to become Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives late Thursday after failing to secure enough votes to win the election.
Republican Representative Steve Scalise announced late Thursday he was dropping his bid to become Speaker of the House.
Our conference still has to come together and is not there. There are still some people that have their own agendas.
Despite winning a narrow majority of Republican votes Wednesday to become the Speaker nominee, Scalise could not secure a 217-vote majority, with all Democrats expected to vote against him.
You told a lot of people he's going to be at 150. He wasn't there.
Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who was removed from power last week, lost only 8 Republican votes, and has also not ruled himself out of being re-elected Speaker. Many Republican critics said Scalise is no different from McCarthy and would not negotiate the spending cuts they want.
This is a competition, and it's going to be even more difficult.
The other Republican candidate for Speaker, conservative Jim Jordan, had called for an end to the debate and threw his support to Scalise.
I hope we can unite around a Speaker and get doing the work of the American people and helping our dearest and closest friend, the state of Israel.
All 212 Democrats are expected to vote for their leader, Hakeem Jeffries, who called for an end to the paralysis in the House.
Israel needs its closest friend and ally in the world, the United States of America, to stand with Israel in this urgent time of need. The inability of House Republicans to get their act together, even when they themselves, by their own rules, have elected a Speaker nominee, speaks to the broader chaos and dysfunction and extremism.
One analyst described how a power-sharing agreement between Democrats and Republicans could work if the House remains deadlocked.
Minority Leader Jeffries kind of floated this idea very, very recently, saying, hey, if you guys are enough of you moderates, if you guys want to get back to the processing the business, particularly with the calamities that are happening around the world, we need to do the people's business, both here and abroad. And so if there are enough responsible moderates out there in the Republican Party, I can work with someone.
Republicans are also exploring the possibility of keeping the temporary Speaker, Republican Representative Patrick McHenry, in a more permanent role through November, when a temporary government funding bill is set to expire. Catherine Gibson, VOA News.
Recent polls show softening support for U.S. President Joe Biden and his 2024 re-election bid among Black and Hispanic voters.
When Democratic President Joe Biden was elected in November 2020, he had the support of more than 70% of non-white voters, the New York Times reported. But that support appears to be waning. A Times analysis shows Biden leading Trump by just 53% to 28%, among the same voting group as of early September. The analysis is based on an aggregation of New York Times Siena College polls from 2022 and 2023, according to the Times. The daughter of Peruvian immigrants, Madeleine Bushy, favors Biden's re-election in 2024, but isn't surprised that some Hispanics are leaning toward voting Republican next year.
You know, Latinos are a little conservative. Like, if you hear in the news, everyone's talking abortion, LGBTQ plus rights, and to our fault, our community is a little conservative about that. So I think Republicans they're doing a good job getting to them.
Analysts acknowledge the shift in voting patterns to the right is real, but with a word of caution.
We're seeing some working class Hispanics and African Americans who are more conservative sorting into the Republican Party, and that reflects this kind of ideological sorting that's been happening over decades.
We certainly haven't seen enough years of that shift to know, where it's going in the future or whether it will persist.
Historically, about 90% of the Black vote has consistently gone to the Democrats, but some Black voters told VOA they are undecided about 2024. Lonnie Persley is concerned about the economy.
Inflation is crazy right now, but we're not seeing a monumental increase in wages.
Denise Williams says there are unresolved social and economic inequities.
Health-wise, money-wise, it's not on, the same scale as, ones who are not of a minority group.
The Biden campaign maintains that the president's agenda is popular among Blacks and Hispanics, and that efforts to communicate the administration's achievements to those communities in particular are in full swing.
We're not focused on every poll. We're focused on putting in the work to reach every community that's going to be decisive in this election. We know we can't take the Black or Latino vote for granted, and that's why we're putting historic investments early in on this campaign to reach every voter.
It's a $25 million communication effort, and it includes a series of digital, TV, and radio ads that since August have been targeting Hispanic and African American voters on battleground states. Verónica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Arlington, Virginia.
And this is all the information that we prepared for you today. But before I go, I want to share with you an inspirational phrase so you can use it to inspire something in your life. For today, it says, when I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. Who said that? John Lennon. And with this, we finish today's informative edition. Just take care. Tomorrow, Saturday, enjoying the eclipse. And, whatever you do, just take care, have fun. And also, if you have the chance, help someone. I am Ricardo Acuña, and I'll be so happy to see you.